Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video where today we are doing something a little bit different on the main channel here on YodaIsDUHman. As far as you guys know, on the second channel, Yoda Plays, we went ahead and created that in order to have a little bit more of a variety of content and just make sure that this channel is specifically Rainbow Six Siege. We are going to go ahead and do that today. We're going to be doing a tier list, which is a little bit different. If you guys remember, back in the day, I did a top 46 video on Rainbow Six Siege operators. It was a few years ago, and there are a lot more operators than there were back then. So we're going to go ahead and pretty much redo a tier list. And this time we're doing a tier list instead of just ranking them all. So there's no specific order. And I'm not going to put them in any specific order. So let's get into the video. So we got S tier, we got A tier, we got B tier, we got C tier, D tier, and F tier. We're going to pretty much just go in order. And we're just going to go from there. Sledge is an operator in which I really just don't know specific. God, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay. Oh, dude, I haven't played Siege in a minute. I love Sledge. I truly do. And I feel like he probably deserves to be in B or A, is kind of what I'm floating around. I don't even know if anyone specifically deserves to be an S, at least my thinking. Sledge, you know, he's got that sledgehammer for vertical play. He's got frag grenades still, not like Buck where it got removed. So as far as where Sledge kind of belongs, for now, I think I'm gonna go B tier. He probably will end up moving up. It's just a little bit hard when you have that blank canvas as far as what I want to do specifically. Moving on, we got Thatcher. Looks like we're gonna be doing the SAS first. Thatcher is being changed a lot. He's been changed quite a bit, and I believe they were gonna go ahead and rework him again, and make him a little bit more skill-based. But I think for right now, because he's always banned, I feel like he's an A tier operator. He helps the hard breachers, you know, destroy the reinforced walls. He's banned a lot, so then that way, you know, that essentially right there means he's a great operator. He might even be S tier, just because he gets that ban a lot of the time. But for now, we're gonna go for A tier. Smoke is one of those operators. You can really just hold a choke point for the defenders and kind of keep attackers out. You know, you got the smoke grenades, the gas grenades, you got the shoddy, you got the SMG-11, deployable shield, paired up with a Jager, kind of elite. I'm specifically thinking of Organ downstairs for smoke. Once again, I think we gotta go B or A. I think right now we're gonna keep him at A tier. I just think he probably deserves to go there for now. Like I said, things might change by the end of the video, so we're just gonna go with A for now. Mute is a big one. So Mute specifically, I'm floating around C or D, to be honest. So he's still got pretty much the same exact loadout as Smoke. He just has that MP5 instead of the FMG. But as far as Mute is concerned, you know, he's got that C4, which is great. But the Mute jammers are not really as good as they used to be. So I think for now, I'm gonna put him in C tier. He was probably a B or an A before the nerf, and now he's probably just gone down. Probably not an A, probably a B beforehand. Thermite, instant A tier. A tier specifically because he's got that big wall. He's an operator that I've played a lot, not necessarily because I've wanted to, but more so because the team needs a thermite. We need a hard breach. No randoms really go hard breach anymore. They hardly ever. So just to have that hard breacher to go ahead and get the wall and really blow it up, you know, paired up with a Cali, a Smoke, a Thatcher, what else? Any frag grenades, stuff like that. Very useful. Twitch as well, even a Flores. But Thermite definitely A tier. Ash. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Ash has really fallen off. I ain't going to lie. R4C is just not where it used to be. I feel like Zofia is a much better Ash than Ash is. So honestly, I think I'm going to go D tier for Ash. That hitbox, don't get me wrong, it's a, still great operator. G36C, not a bad gun at all. But for what she is, I think D tier is the move. She's just one of those operators that if you want to rush, go for it. Other than that, if you're wanting to be useful and helpful to the team, bring a Zofia, quite honestly. Pulse, oh god, okay. Pulse is one of those operators that is aggravating. He is one of those operators that's aggravating to play against. He really can control the defending side of the map, playing underneath you, not so much above or on the same level. I specifically love Pulse on Clubhouse downstairs in Arsenal. He's a fantastic choice for defending that kitchen area. I think we're gonna go B or A, but I think for now we're gonna stick him in B. He actually might even be an S tier. You know what? We're gonna keep him at A. I think he's on par with Smoke as far as a defender to have. It just honestly more so depends on what you've got. Okay, Castle. You got the Castle mute, you got the Castle Mozzie mute strat if you wanted to go ahead and do that. He's got that super shorty now in the rotation, and as well as the ump. Just to kind of think about it, I honestly think he's probably on the same level as Ash, to be honest. I was thinking mute, but no, I think he's a little bit further down on the list. Don't get me wrong, specific objectives, he's great. But I think Castle is going to go either C or D. I'm more so leaning towards C. But Ash being down there, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just a different level. We're going to go with C for now. Montang, another annoyance to play against. Oh, man. Okay, so Montang, Montang Elite just came out not too long ago. It's pretty cool Elite. Obviously, I'm not thinking Elite in general, but just overall, Montang is one of those operators that if played well and played right, dude is going to be unstoppable. A great person to have the diffuser to plant or protect the planter. I'm going back to like consulate vibes kind of with Montang, whether it's the garage door or the front entrance for Monty. I think, is he better than Ash though? I think he's better than Ash. I'm gonna go with a C tier for Monty. God, Ash might be low. Ash might be really low on this list. But you know what? It's my list. You guys are gonna disagree with me. You guys might agree with me on certain things. But yeah, we're gonna keep Ash at D tier, I believe. All right, we're going on to Twitch. Man, there are a lot of operators, a lot more than I thought there was going to be. Ash, not Ash, Twitch. Twitch is, I honestly am floating between B or C tier. I don't think she's quite an A, but I'm going to go B or C. And I'm leaning a little bit more towards B more than anything. The FAMAS is one of those guns that has seen nerfs, has seen slight buffs. I like the FAMAS, even though sometimes it's on my off days I just can't control it. The Twitch drones are super useful. They have those infinite ranges now. They don't do as much damage as they used to. They used to do 10 per shot, which was ridiculous, and I absolutely love that phase of Siege. I'm gonna, and I mean, you can even use it to get rid of util. I think I'm gonna go B. Is she on the same level as Sledge? I think so. I'm gonna go there for that one specifically. All right, now we got Doc. Doc, honestly, I used to feel like Doc was one of those operators that, man, he used to be one of those integral operators for me anyways that I felt like I needed to use with the old MP5 ACOG. But I feel like he's fallen off a cliff for the most part. He's not used as much now that you have Thunderbird. He's got, you know, you have other healing options as far as that goes with the Thunderbird, like I just mentioned. But I just feel like Doc in general just isn't as useful as he used to be. And I think for that reason, we're going to go with a D tier. So, you know, I mean, is there any talking about it? I'm kidding. So back in the day, before the Rook change, before he used to give you 20 health, he would be F. He would be F, and I would keep him F, and I would be content with F. But now he's actually viable, and I genuinely think he's better than Doc. Genuinely. And a lot of people always, you know, I don't have even an hour with Rook on Xbox. I've played Rook a lot more recently on PC from time to time. It's rare that I play him, but I don't mind playing him. I used to hate him with a passion. If you saw my top 46 video, dude was literally after Recruit on that list at the bottom. So I personally am going to put him at C tier. He gives those, you know, the armor plates, lunch boxes, whatever you want to call them. But he gives you 20 extra health, which is monumental in that change. That change, by the way, Ubisoft, great job on that change. Fuse. Okay. Fuse, honestly, the Spetsnaz just in general, that typically, at least from what I've seen, is where most new players typically play. Most people will play a Fuse, a Glaz, a Tachanka, and a Caviar. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying most new players typically go to those operators. And now Fuse, I mean, if we were going hostage, this was based on hostage mode, you know, obviously F. But we're not. We're going based on bomb. And specific objectives, he's great. Other ones, not so much. So I think for that reason, you know, he's got the AK, which is a phenomenal weapon, sometimes a little hard to control, but the greatest damage in Rainbow Six Siege by far. His ability, I just don't think puts him on par with really anybody else. They did buff it, so now it can go through reinforced walls, but I just feel like a lot of people don't really need to use Fuse, really need a Fuse just in general. So I think for that reason, I'm going to put him in D. God. Glaz after the change. He's now a 3-speed, I believe was the change. I believe it's a 3-speed now. You have Sens now in the mix, so that's useful. You have the Bearing 9 as well. Dude just became an animal. And for that reason, I'm putting him in B tier. If you play him with a Sens, a smoke grenades, if you play him with a Monty and really pair him up well with other operators, Glaz is going to be incredible. Plus, you got that DMR, quote-unquote, sniper that he's got, the marksman rifle. Phenomenal gun. And with that, you know, heat signature, the thermal scope on there, Glaz has instantly become a greater operator. Before, he probably would have been here, D. But for that reason, we're going to put him on B. Tachanka, the Lord and Savior himself. What do we say about Tachanka? The dude's been reworked quite a bit. Back in the day, you know, he had to have his LMG mounted and loaded. LMG mounted and loaded! In order to go ahead and really do anything. And then they added the shield to him. And then now they completely reworked his ability and created the LMG into a gun. I like Tachanka. I do. I don't think he's very useful, per se. At least maybe I haven't seen that in my rank, which is around the platinum range, the plat 3 range. I haven't seen much usage out of a Tachanka. He's definitely good if you want to go ahead and control a choke point, just kind of more so keep people from pushing you, or just pushing the team, you know, getting more leverage on the site, I guess, more just to go ahead and do that. So I think Tachanka specifically, at least for me, is a D tier operator. And I feel like just for the fun of it, I should put him in S tier, just because, he's the Lord and Savior. You're right. He is. And I think we need to put some respect on his name. So I think, personally, if he weren't the Lord and Savior, he's D tier. But because he's the Lord and Savior, he's got to be S. So we're going to keep him in S. Cap Can. Who can? Cap Can. My man is one of those operators that I've absolutely loved from day one. I love his elite. I love the animation. Not that matters, but I do love the operator. I love the change that they recently did to him, where he can put more than one cap can trap on a doorway or window, or just anything in general. He's definitely improved in that way, where you can go ahead and do that. So I think for that reason, I think he's better than Rook. I think he's better than Castle and Mute. I don't think he's better than Pulse. So I think we're going to go with a B tier, is where I think I want to put him. And I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards A. But I think for now, we're going to keep him at B. Blitz. Oh my God. Okay. Roamers unite. If you were here during that phase, you're an OG. But holy hell, Blitz. My man was ridiculous back in the day. He was like a 4-speed with the whole flash thing, and oh my God, I was a Blitz main. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for putting you through that torture, people that had to play against me. But Blitz specifically, I think with certain changes, is now where I think is he on par with Monty? He might be. I think I'm gonna put him in a D tier. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put him in the D tier. If you can kind of notice, I'm definitely putting like the rushing people so far in D tier. God, I mean, he's just an annoyance to play. We have nobody in F right now. I genuinely like looking at the list. Actually, there is maybe one person I could put in F. But we'll see. IQ has seen some changes recently, being able to see what gadget she's looking at through a wall and kind of ping it and let the team know, hey, they got this operator, hey, they got this gadget here. Things like that made her more useful. Now I myself, don't really use IQ that much. I don't really see many people use IQ. And for that reason, I think I'm going to go with a D tier on this specific one. I think she is about on par with Ashe, with Fuse, with Blitz. I don't think she might even be on par with Monty. Might be high. I think he's on par with Blitz, but I don't think he's on par with. I don't even know. This is tough. It's an interesting thing, it's my list. So if you want to complain, by all means, do so in the comments. Bandit, bam, A, 100% A tier, might even be an S tier. MP7 Iron Sights, don't talk to me if you think otherwise. MPC Iron Sights, give it a shot if you haven't already. It is phenomenal. And not only that, his ability is so useful. You got the Bandit trick. You know what? S. Our first genuine S tier operator is Bandit. Bandit, I'm telling you, you got the Bandit trick. You got just the Bandit wires. I believe it's not out quite yet. It might already be. Like I said, I haven't played as much recently. But Bandit was supposed to be able to get the ability to go ahead and put multiple Bandit charges on a wall. I don't really know how that's going to shake things up. But it's an interesting change that is supposed to be coming if it has not already. And for that reason, I think of Bandit specifically with the MP7, the M870, the Bandit tricking ability to, prevent hard breachers from getting him. His really only weakness is Maverick. And I wouldn't even say a Thatcher, just because If you're bandit tricking, it doesn't really matter if you have a Thatcher. I mean, it can if you're, have a bandit charge on one wall and trying to trick the other one. It can. Jager, whoo, the boy, rest in peace, my man. He had ACOG back in the day. A lot of people say bring back Jager ACOG. I don't really care. So, and I think he's probably, oh God, his ability is so useful though. He's either, I think I'm gonna go with an A or, oh God, he's floating around these 3 tiers for me. He's okay. He's better than Mute. He's better than Castle. He's better than Rook. I don't think but he's somebody that you should take. You know what? I'll put Jager in A. I don't know if I feel like he should be there. It's just the ability per se is making me want to put him in A. Phenomenal operator. He's been nerfed multiple times. The ADSs are not as strong as they used to be, but he's still somebody that I think you need to bring. I mean, if you're playing Smoke, Jager's somebody that is great when paired up with Smoke, and other operators just in general. If you want to go ahead and protect against the frag grenades, the smoke grenades, the just in general bandit tricking. I mean, he's useful with bandit triggers with the the frags and the nades and all that type of throwables. So honestly, yeah, I think Jager's an A tier operator. Buck, oh my God. Is he on tier with Sledge? No. Well, maybe. I don't know. God. Why did I choose operators for the first tier list? Holy crap. Okay. Buck is an interesting operator. He's been nerfed multiple times. Had frag grenades, went to stuns. I believe now he's got... I believe now he has stuns. No, he always had stuns. What does he have now? He doesn't have a Claymore anymore, I don't believe. What does he have? I don't even know. But Buck is one of those interesting operators. Very useful if you play it vertically. My boy Drew, collateral damage, uses him more so for the gun more than anything. Doesn't really use him for verticality because he sucks playing vertical. Sorry to call you out. But I think Buck is probably around this tier. He might even be on par with Sledge. So I think we're going to keep him there, B tier operator. Oh, I just realized we're in the DLC section of operators. Look at how many DLC. Let's put Buck back down there for a second. Look at how many DLC operators there are. You have a ton of operators just being DLC and not as many being originals. Okay, so put you back there. Frost. Frost is an operator that, once again, paired well. If you put him in sneaky spots, you can easily catch a shield operator off guard, or just somebody backing into something. You can easily catch really anybody off guard if they're not really looking for it, or if they don't remember it, or if they need to rush and not really thinking about it type of thing. But is she better? I think she's on this tier with Capcan, to be honest with you. I think she's a B tier operator. Both the Canadians are going to be B tier for this specific. I think it's JTF2, JFT2, something like that. I don't remember specifically. It's been a while since I've really looked into their organizations. But we're going to go with B specifically for Frost and Buck, for that matter. Great weapon. Both of Frost guns play very well. The Frost Elite, like I said before, doesn't matter whatsoever, but it's a phenomenal elite. And I believe she belongs in B just for the ability, and kind of the more so you can really catch people off guard with that. Blackbeard, holy hell. If this was release date of Blackbeard, S tier. That's what he would be. But for that reason, and the fact that he now has like paper mache on his gun, honestly, I think he's a D tier operator. I don't think he's better than Blitz. I don't think he's better than Fuse. I don't think he's better than Ash. He's probably about the same level as them. I think Monty is probably a little bit better, maybe even the same level. I'm telling you, I think Monty might be ranked a little too high. We'll see. I might move Monty. Yeah, part of me is thinking about it, but for now, we're gonna leave him there. But Blackbeard specifically, the shield, like I said, paper mache. It really doesn't do as much as it used to. It can definitely save you still from headshots or spawn peekers or just anything in general. I just don't believe he's as good as he used to be. I mean, like I said, when with release, I think it had like 300 health. He would have been S tier. Right now, I think he's a D tier operator. I don't think his gun's that great. It's okay. And he's only got 2 of the shields, which are paper mache. So my man's going to be at D tier for now. Valkyrie, A tier operator. Might even be an S tier, to be honest with you. Getting the information, the intel based operator of that Valkyrie is with all the cameras, being able to stick them really anywhere. Obviously they removed that ability to go ahead and put cameras outside, so that might be why I'm going to put her at A instead of S. But I mean, she might even be still an S. You know what? S tier operator, welcome to the club. You're pretty much our second one. Third one on the graph, and that's just more so because Tachanka's the Lord and Savior and deserves to be up there. MPX, great weapon. I know a lot of people don't really like it, but have you seen the weapon skin that they came out with for this year's pass? Holy hell, the deluxe pass. That skin's immaculate. And like I said, so Valkyrie, just in general, the intel is ridiculous. You need that operator on your team. And I think for that reason, she deserves to be an S. You can stick them anywhere, you can hide them. There's a lot of beautiful Valkyrie cam spots where you can still get intel and the team doesn't know. Just please, for the love of God, don't red ping. If you red ping, you're an idiot and you're the reason your team lost. Just saying. Okay. Capiteo, holy hell. If we were going based off how much he means to me, I think he'd be an S tier, and that would be just specifically because of Capiteo Crunch. But if I'm being real with you, Capiteo is one of those operators, if played well, can be phenomenal. I don't think a lot of players play him very well. I think I'm decent with him. I would maybe even say I'm good with him. I haven't used him as much. He's got the LMG. He's got the, I think it's called the Para as well, as far as the AR is concerned. But I think Capiteo is probably a C tier operator. I think that's where he belongs to be. The smokes are great. The flames are great. If used well, he could probably be a B tier. But for now, I think I'm going to go with a C for Capiteo. Holy hell, I've been recording for 30 minutes already. Okay. Caviar. Cavi. One of those operators that is a little bit more of a selfish pick. I mean, obviously, if you go ahead and get an interrogation, she's phenomenal. You can catch people off guard with Silent Step. One of those operators that really is useful to have in some situations. As a roamer, she is one of those ones that are going to be scary because of the Silent Step. She's got a shotgun. She's got a good SMG as well. I believe she's probably a B tier operator. I'm still, yeah, I would go with a B tier operator. A tier roamer, but this is not a roamer's ranking list. So I'm going to go with B tier for Cavi specifically. Habana. Okay. Habana is one of those operators. I mean, for one, you can go ahead and use her very well. She's a hard breacher. She's somebody who's useful to have on a team. I don't think she's on the same level as Thermite. Maybe she is. She is. Okay. Obviously, it's a little bit different of a whole. But I truly believe Habana is a phenomenal hard breach option. She's got a great AR. She's got the Bearing 9 as well. Which has seen better days, but it is a little bit better than it used to be. After the nerf, and then now it's recently gotten buffed SMGs or something like that. But just in general, decent operator, good operator to take. The X-Karyos, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Don't even remember how. It's a good option to have. Somebody who could definitely be a ranged hard breach like Thermite, but you can kind of go ahead and avoid the Bandit trick because they can't get both walls if you've already gotten destroyed. That way you can at least open a wall. Although Bandit might be able to place quicker than both of them explode. Not too sure. But I'm going to go A tier for Habana. Time to talk about Echo. Echo has seen a little bit of better days in the past. You know, he had his drone be able to cloak and be invisible. No longer the case anymore, unfortunately. And I truly believe that he's fallen off a little bit. I think back in the day, he was probably an A tier operator. I think right now he's probably a B tier operator. And that's more so just specifically because Echo's drone, the yokai, can go ahead and prevent plants. If you can hide it, because now you pretty much have to hide it, because if they can easily see it, they're going to shoot it now that it doesn't have a cloak and a cloaking device. So he's also got the MP5 on there as well, and the Supernova shotgun. Overall, plus he's got the bearing as well, and a deploy if you want to pair him up with that. But good operator to go ahead and prevent the plant. Those of you that are Echo mains that can go ahead and prevent the plant late and kind of stay alive, good job. But Echo, B tier operator. Jackal, my man is always banned. We were going based off bans. He should be A tier. I personally, he's a great operator, great for using the flank, you know, the whole roaming game to cancel that out. I'm going between these two. I'm kind of more so with the B tier operator, to be honest, and maybe that's because he's always banned. And you know, he's got a great loadout. He's got the shotgun as well. You know, the secondary shotgun to go ahead and create holes or just anything in general. But Jackal is a great operator. The Inox is great. Just to really, like I said, cancel out the roaming game. My friends get really annoyed over Jackals, and it's understandable. I still don't think he should be banned as much. I don't think he should be, but I understand it, and I'm going to keep him at a B tier operator for the reason that he is not really used as much. If the banning system wasn't there, he'd probably be an A tier, maybe even an S tier. But for now, we're going to keep him at B. Mira is one of those operators that kind of got a little bit of a nerf, going with the bulletproof glass now being able to be shattered. So technically, you know, you can't use it as much as you'd be able to. And I think for that reason, once again, I'm going to go with a B tier. She's one of those operators that's good to have. You need to kind of get it onto a wall where the enemy team can't hit it. Otherwise, it ends up being useless. There was a glitch this season where you could go ahead and put a C4 on it, blow them up, and it would blow up the other side and pretty much kill people. But I'm going to go B tier for Mira. Ying, holy hell, this one's an annoying one to play against and play with because she is surely going to blind you. It's almost guaranteed. Ying has definitely been one of those operators that I feel is kind of underappreciated and underused. She's definitely one of those operators that you can go ahead and meme with, and I'm kind of floating around B or C, to be honest, between one of those two tiers. But I think right now I'm going to go with a C operator, C tier, and I just feel maybe it's more so the usage is a little slacking. The LMG is a decent gun. You can get pretty good magnification on that gun as well. She's got the shotgun, which I don't think a lot of people use in general, but the Candelas as well are super useful and annoying to play against and with, like I said. So I think I'm going to go with a C, although she probably is borderline B as well. All right, moving on to Legion. My man is one of those operators that I think, I mean, he's been nerfed, you know. For one, his goo mines no longer activate on once you step. You don't take instant damage, so you can't really kill people or do the whole Frostmat steal kill thing. You know who you are if you did that. I was one of those people. You know, you might as well secure the kill, even though you know, you're stealing the kill, but back in the day. But I think the goo with Legion, the way that his gun is, to be honest, I think he's an A tier operator. It's one of those operators that can really flex. You can either roam with him, you can either anchor with him, and he's one of those operators that is very useful to have on a team to go ahead and just know, like, kind of watch your flank kind of thing, or prevent a giant rush, stuff like that. Good against shields as well. For that reason, I'm going to go ahead and give Legion A. All right, so moving on, we got Zofia. Like I said before, when we were ranking Ashe, personally, I think Zofia is a much better choice to use. Plus, you have her broken LMG. Yes, I said it. I am one of the people that use the LMG with Zofia because, I mean, you might as well. It's OP. They had nerfed her AR, which brought me to the LMG and brought most people to the LMG. That's their own fault. But Zofia is in... I honestly want to go between these two, A and S. And I think because of the stupid brokenness of the LMG, I think I'm going to go with an S tier operator. And specifically, and that's our first attacker in S tier. I just feel like with the brokenness of the LMG, plus the fact that you can go ahead and, you know, pair up well with a Maverick trick, or just, you know, open up soft walls, hatches, anything like that. She's one of those operators that's useful. Plus, you got 2 claymores now in your back pocket, or breaching charges. If you bring breaching charge, don't talk to me. It's all about claymores in that specific regard. But Clubhouse, okay, Clubhouse, Maverick trick, the outside wall, put a claymore on the garage door and get a kill. Then afterwards, go back, put another claymore, and you almost guaranteed 2 kills. Plus you got the free kill, which, if you've, you know, I'm sure I've done that on stream or, recording, but, phenomenal way to use Zofia. And I believe she is truly an S tier because of the LMG and just her overall kit that she brings. Now we're going to her sister, Ella. Ella, is one of those operators. Once again, she used to be broken with the Scorpion Evo. She used to be probably an S tier operator back in the day, but right now she's kind of fallen off. The shotgun used to be, well, it probably still is OP on console with controller, but I feel it's a lot harder on a mouse and keyboard. So I think I'm gonna put her down in C tier. I think she's about on the same level as a Mute, Castle, and a Rook. Might even be a little bit better. You still got those Grismont mines that have the same effect as Zofia. Just the Scorpion Evo is a little hard to control. The shotgun is more so case by case as far as if it's good or not. So I think because of her overall kit, I think we're gonna go with the C tier for Ella specifically. Dokebi Ring Ring. She's one of those operators, and I think I'm gonna put her in a C tier. She honestly might even be a B tier operator. So if, you know, hack cams, you just got to make sure you're hacking cams if you're a Dokebi player, because that's your overall job. I believe she's got the smoke grenades, as well as I believe it's frag grenades as well. She's got the marksman rifle, which is an okay gun, but the fact that she doesn't have an AR kind of brings her down a little bit, at least in my opinion. Plus you got the SMG-12, which isn't the best gun in the world anymore. You also got the Boss G if you want to go ahead and use that and you're nasty and, you know, you're one of those dirty ass players. Go for it. But Dokebi specifically, I believe her kit just in general kind of brings her into C tier. Might even be borderline B tier, like I said. One of those operators that can definitely bounce back around. Phenomenal elite, by the way. I'm sure that's a controversial opinion, but I find it hilarious. C tier for Dokebi. Vigil. Holy cow, my man is probably my favorite roamer out there, and I think he's probably better than Cavi, but I don't know if he's probably as good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with an A tier for Vigil. We're gonna go with an A tier for Vigil. I think he's probably one of the better roamers on the map. Clearly, I put him above above B, but you know, he can hide against drones, which at a higher competitive level, people are droning a lot more. You want to go ahead and hide like that. He's got the K1A, which is a phenomenal weapon. He's got the SMG-12, the C75 auto, also the Boss G, which, like I said, with Zokebi, if you're nasty, by all means, go for it and be dirty. Be one of those players that I'm gonna rage at. I'm gonna go with A for Vigil. Great kit. You can hide from the Lion scan. Speaking of Lion is up next, and I believe Lion is, if we're going back in the day, probably an A tier operator. He's seen some nerfs, so I think he's a C or a D, and I think I'm gonna go with a D. He's got the LMG, he's got the 417 as well, and I just believe his overall ability is not that great. Maybe that's just because I'm a Platinum 3 player for the most part, but I believe Lion specifically is going to be a D potential player. He's definitely able to be, I think once again, he could be C. I just feel personally like, you know, you can kind of avoid it very easily if you're playing him right and you know somebody's there and you kind of use a Lion scan. You know they're going to have to stay there or run and then be spotted by your scan. He's also got the shotgun, which I forgot to mention, which is also pretty nasty. But I think overall kit, once again, kind of brings him to a D potential operator. Finka with the LMG and the boost. Right now, this specific season, because it's not nerfed, we're gonna go with an S tier operator. And I personally don't think she's as good as Zofia, and maybe that's just my overall ability, because I can't really use that LMG as good as Zofia's. Zofia's doesn't move. I feel like Finka's moves a little bit more. Like I said, you got that ability with the Adrenaline Surge, plus frag grenades, plus a Gon 6 if you wanted to go ahead and use that. I believe she also has. But the LMG paired up with the Finka boost, I mean, you're pretty much just getting rid of recoil, and a lot of people know that she's broken, and they're supposed to be able to change her next season. So there's that. But Finka, S tier. Alibi, one of those operators that I truly believe is a great operator, and I think just specifically for the gun and kind of the holograms to be able to trick people if you play them correctly, I think I'm floating between a B and a C, and I think I'm going to go with a B. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with a B potential operator on that specific one. Alibi is one of those operators, like I said, kind of a floater. You can kind of be a C tier as well. But they've nerfed her a little bit, which once they added the ACOG, we kind of knew that was going to end up happening. The gun literally has recoil that if you're aiming at a chest, it's literally going to go up to a head. So, B tier for Alibi, plus you got the shotgun, which is a slug, which great shotgun as well. So I'm gonna go with the B, plus you got the secondary shotgun as well. Maestro, one of those operators, once again, kind of like Mira, got nerfed. I'm kind of floating once again around a B and a C. Truly, it might even be an A, to be honest. One of those operators that can really make a difference on a team. I feel like he's better than Echo. Well, maybe he's not. I don't know. I'm gonna go with a B again. I feel like B is kind of where I'm at, and I feel like I should maybe just get rid of F. Although, you know, we might have a spot for them. We'll see. But I feel like Alibi belongs in the B tier. Overall kit kind of puts her there. Not Alibi, Maestro kind of puts him there as well. Maverick is a phenomenal operator, and I believe he is an S tier heart breacher. Truly, I do believe he's an S tier heart breacher. He's got a great gun, the M14, I believe. Frag grenades, you got the ability to really Maverick any wall in the game, or just create small holes, or just create a small hole that you can go ahead and go through. Once again, paired up with Zofia, one of those operators that you can really go ahead and use and kind of blast away on that specific one. So Maverick, I'm going to give you S tier. Clash, I'm going to go F. Truly, I believe she is an F or a D. I don't think she really is much better than that. This is one of those operators that I personally will go to if I am sucking and cannot get kills myself, and I feel like, you know what, I'm just gonna play support. I'm literally just gonna have my shield up the entire round and kind of zap people and give callouts. That specifically is what Clash is, I think. So I think for that reason specifically, she's an F. Her guns are not very good either. Overall kit, not great. You do have the barbed wire, which you can kind of pair up. You know, you just really got to pair a Clash up with somebody. So I feel like she specifically is an F. I can see her being a D tier as well, but we're going to go F. So first F tier operator on there. Congratulations, Clash. Nomad, flank watch, super important operator. I mean, honestly, I think we're once again gonna go with a B tier, and I'm kind of floating around with an A tier as well. But Nomad's one of those operators that you kind of want to bring to, like I said, a flank watch. She's got great guns, stun grenades. I believe she's got hard breach as well. It's just one of those operators really that is balanced in my opinion, and you, like I said, you got that flank watch, so it's just important to have, whether it, you know, running out, anything like that, you can kind of catch people off guard. So Nomad, B tier. Cade, one of the better hard breach counters. I'm gonna go with an A tier operator, one of those operators that can get banned, and truly I do believe he's gonna be an A tier operator. He's got the AUG, he's got the Shoddy, just two guns that really are phenomenal, and two, just in general, I mean, he's got the C4 as well, plus barbed wire. One of those operators with the Electro Claw, phenomenal pick. You're gonna make hard breachers kind of, if they're not bringing a Maverick or you ban Maverick, they're gonna have to look for that Electro Claw. If it's in reach of a frag grenade, you might be in trouble. Otherwise, you can definitely prevent people from getting a wall open. Gridlock. Gridlock is one of those operators that I'm floating between a B and a C. Truly, the track stingers are decent. I'm thinking as well, you got the LMG, and I believe it's an AR or an SMG that she's got as well. I believe I'm going to go with a C tier on Clash, on Gridlock specifically. I don't think she's on par with Nomad. Still one of those operators that's very good, though. You got the smoke grenades as well, so you can kind of pair up with somebody for a plant. I just realized 3 of the operators that I've mained in the past, Capiteo, Ying, and Gridlock, all are pretty much on the same level, and they're all C tier. I mean, truly, that's where they're at. So, moving on, we've been recording for a good almost 50 minutes. It is 50 minutes now. Mozzie. Mozzie's one of those operators that I kind of want to float around this area. Can be intel based. I don't think he's definitely not on the same tier as Valkyrie. True, and he lost the super shorty. I think we're gonna go with a B tier operator for Mozzie. C4, good thing to bring. And then you got the Roni, which got nerfed heavily. You got the Commando as well, which is a great weapon as well. Nook, one of those sneaky operators, born by Cavi and Vigil, pretty much mixed together. And I think I'm once again going to put her in a B tier operator. Frag grenades, very good. FMG, you got the Shoddy as well. Silent Shoddy. Just one of those operators that you can really go ahead and bring if you want to really be a sneaky push, kind of, you can maybe even go off on your own. Nook's one of those operators to bring. Warden just got a lot more useful. I mean, truly, with the addition of Sens, Warden got a lot more useful. And I believe he's probably still a C tier operator. But I think with the MPX, you know, you got the he's got the Shoddy as well, the SMG-12, the pistol, you got deploy, and I believe it's a bulletproof cam, I think. So Warden, C tier. Sens definitely made him better. He was probably a D tier, ends up going up to a C on the new season. Amaru, I truly believe is between a C and a D, and I think we're gonna go with a D. One of those ones that is definitely rush operator. She's got a decent guns for sure, as well as the SMG-11 is in that kit. I just feel like her ability kind of puts her in that D spot. You kind of gotta be quick with it, kind of rotate quickly with Amaru as well. And truly, I do believe she's probably a D potential operator. Goyo recently got a buff. I am gonna go with the C. I think he was probably around an F before. I think he's a C now. And you know, he's got the C4. He's got the now, not instead of the deployable blowing up shields. You now can put it on walls. You can put it on window frames, which my friend does, or doorways, and you can go ahead and do that as well. Goyo has improved as an operator significantly. We're gonna put him at C. I'm kind of trying to speed up because this video is gonna be very long. Callie is an operator that kind of floats around. I think she's probably a B potential. To be honest, she's one of those operators that can get the wall. The only thing with her is you got to be good with that sniper. If you're not good with that sniper, you're definitely going to fall off a little bit. I might even put her in a C. I think I'm going to put her in a C potential as far as Callie is concerned. So C potential for Callie. Sorry, Callie mains. Honestly, she might even be better than that. Like I said, I floated around B at first, and now I'm going to a C. So if you want to convince me otherwise, by all means, go for it, and I'll probably move her up to a B in my book. But C potential for Callie. Well, not on the same level. Well, maybe even the same level. I don't know. Dude, these operators, it's so tough. I'm going to go with an A potential operator for Wamai. Good weapon kit. Overall, the ability, the magnets or whatever they're called, very good to have on Wamai. One of those operators that you bring if Jager's banned, which typically he's not, or just kind of an alter ego of Jager. One of those operators that you should bring to go ahead and take out util. Iona, C potential. Intel based for sure. Great guns, which probably bring her up a little bit more than the operators in D potential. She's a great operator overall. The holograms are great, like I said, for Intel. I just feel like she is not on that B level quite yet, and I don't know if she ever will be. So I'm gonna go with the C potential for Iona specifically. Oryx, we're going B potential for Oryx. My boy can smash through walls, Mr. Kool-Aid man. Great guns as well, but specifically I mean the fact that he can kind of go up a hatch is very useful for rotations, and I think for that reason specifically, and just kind of his overall ability, his guns as well make him a pretty good roamer, probably on the same level as Caviar, Alibi, Mozzie. So we're gonna keep him in that B potential for Oryx. Ace is an S tier potential Heart Breach. He's, in my opinion, better than Habana, better than Thermite, about the same level as as Maverick, depending on if Maverick's banned, you kind of want to bring an Ace. It's exactly like Habana as far as you can go ahead and be back. They can't really bandit trick you very well with an Ace because you're guaranteed to get that top one open. So Ace overall, I believe we're going to put him on an S tier potential. Great gun as well. The AK-12 is an immaculate weapon that you should be bringing with Ace. Melusi, I'm putting her in B. B potential operator. Flank watch, very important. Slowing down opponents, very important. You want to go ahead and control the time of the game and kind of prevent people from pushing in. Melusi is one of those operators that can really help. Plus, her ability is bulletproof, so if they see it, they have to get in the range to go ahead and destroy it. So I'm going to go with B. She's got the MP5, which is a great weapon as well. Zero, I'm honestly floating around C or D, and I think we're going to put him in the D potential for Zero. Came over from Splinter Cell, and I like I said, you know, you got intel. Intel is very important. But I feel like his weapon kit is not on par. He's got the MP7. His AR is not the greatest, not the worst in the world either. But overall, at least from what I've seen with the way that people play Zero, probably gonna stick him in a D. He's borderline C though. A Rooney with the Roni nerf. Brought her down a little bit. She's probably a B. I think we're gonna keep her at a C now. One of those operators that is very useful to have. I love pretty much everything about her. The Roni is one of those things that I don't like. The Rooney gates are very useful. I've learned a few tricks on Chalet as well from playing other people, and I believe we're gonna put her at a C. Flores, definitely not on the same level as Twitch, so I think we're gonna put him in a C. One of those operators that, you know, is kind of useful for taking out utility, but I feel like he's not on par. So I think for that reason, we're gonna put him at a C and not a B, because he's not as good as Twitch. His guns are good though, at least in my opinion. I do enjoy the AR that he has. But definitely one of those operators to go ahead and take out util. Thunderbird. Thunderbird kind of floats around B and C. The fact that she can go ahead and help enemies is one of those things where you got to put those Thunderbird healing stations, the Kona stations, in the correct spot. I think we're going to put Thunderbird in a C tier. Great weapon kit, great ability. You know what? We're moving her to B. B potential operator, and one of those operators that I truly believe that she's going to go ahead and kind of thrive. The only thing is that the fact that attackers can go ahead and benefit from it kind of bring her down a little bit, in my opinion. Osa, I'm going to put her in a B potential as well. One of those operators. Great weapon kit. I don't like the thermite gun. I like the LMG. The shield can be very useful if played correctly. Please don't be please don't be stupid and place the shield and have somebody be able to kill you. Please, please, please be smart with Osa. And please be more so beneficial to the team rather than against the team. Good operator though. In Osa. Now, Thorn. Truly, I mean, if we're going ability, we're going F. I'm not going... Her gun brings her up a little bit to where she's not quite F. So I believe we're going to put her in the D potential. Yeah, you know, one of those operators that can go ahead and roam. If paired with an Ella, Melusi, and barbed wire... Sure, you might be able to get kills with her, but the gun is just horrific. I mean, the gun is phenomenal. The ability is horrific, and just really bad. So we're gonna put D. Azami, we're gonna go ahead and put up in a B tier. Personally, with those walls and the fact that she, I say walls, with the fact that she can go ahead and with her kunai knives, can make walls and just bulletproof. It's very useful, specifically in Clubhouse. In Garage, you can go ahead and make a bunch of angles that wouldn't normally be there, and just things that put you in a better position to win the game. So Azami specifically, we're gonna go ahead and put her in B tier. Sens. This is an operator that I haven't messed around too much. I believe they were overhyped, truly, and I think because of the fact that they were overhyped and the gun it sucks. I'm sorry if you like the gun, congratulations. I personally don't, and I think they're probably on a D tier of this list, I believe. Might even be a C tier, might be borderline, but I think just the ability right now, plus I haven't seen how much usage they're actually getting. We're gonna go ahead and put them at a D tier potential. Now, this is, you know, the ultimate Siege tier list. Like I stated before, Tachanka is probably a D tier, but because of the list, and we just gotta have, you know, the best tier list out there, we're gonna go ahead and put Tachanka up at S tier because he is the Lord and Savior. You do not disrespect his name. But this is my tier list. You probably aren't going to be able to, you're probably not going to agree with it. There's probably some operators that you think are better than I thought, as far as the kit. Monty is one of those operators I don't even know if they're C. I think they're borderline D. And I think he, just in general, just his kit kind of brings him a little bit higher than he Blitz. But that's my opinion. Interested to see what your opinion is down below. So if you guys do, go ahead and let me know down below as far as if you guys agree with me, disagree with me. This was a very long video. It took me 1 hour and 2 minutes to go ahead and record. So if you guys did, please do leave a like and subscribe. I'm exhausted, my voice hurts, and I'm gonna go get some water. Have a great rest of your day. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. We're gonna go ahead and make a map tier list for ranked in the future soon. So have a good one. Peace out.